Imperfection is beauty, madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. This quote was said by the one and only Miss Marilyn Monroe. She was the biggest bombshell of the century. She was considered a hallmark of beauty during the 1950s. Even though she died before her time, Marilyn is still looked up to in today's modern world. From her first modeling gig to her last movie, people always question what her next movie would be. I'll inform you of the childhood of Miss Monroe, the career that caused her to be one of the most successful Hollywood actresses of all time, and the controversial affair she had with the president at that time, John F. Kennedy, and his brother, Robert Kennedy. Today, I will inform you of the life of Marilyn Monroe. Born Norma Jean on June 1st of 1926, Marilyn grew up an orphan. Her mother suffered from mental health issues, and she lived at a mental hospital. She never knew who her father was. Marilyn loved acting and being in the spotlight. Her mother used to work as a film editor for 20th Century Fox, and Marilyn promised herself that she'd work there someday. According to the Marilyn Monroe story, a 1963 documentary, because Marilyn had such a difficult childhood moving from foster home to foster home, she is acting to escape into another fantasy world. On Marilyn Monroe Early Life, published by Suzanne Dahl on entertainment.howstuffworks.com, at the age of 15, she failed to continue with high school, and she became a housewife to James Daugherty, an aircraft worker. When World War II began in 1939, her husband went to fight in the war, and she got a job at the Burbank Defense Plant. There, an Army photographer took photos of the ladies working and wrote an article about the women helping out with the war effort. That was when Marilyn's career truly began. She was offered modeling jobs and worked with the most famous photographers. Publicity liked the fact that they could show Norma Jean, aka Marilyn, as a wholesome, innocent girl next door. At first, Marilyn was mainly used for publicity pictures during her early career. In about Marilyn Monroe, Modern American Poetry, at English, Illinois, by the spring of 1945, this young lady soon became known as a photographer's dream and appeared on 33 different covers of national magazines. Her main goal, however, was to become a successful actress. When Marilyn got her first role with 20th Century Fox, they suggested that to be more successful in acting, she should do two things. One, change her name from Norma Jean and be known as the Marilyn Monroe, and two, dye her hair blonde and go for a pinup look. From the Daily Beast, Why Young Women Love Marilyn Monroe, Miss Monroe was considered one of the most beautiful women of her time, as well as most photogenic. From MarilynMonroe.ca, Playboy magazine 1953 issue, it states that Marilyn posed nude in the first ever issue of Playboy magazine, and she was pictured on the front cover waving. She became one of Hollywood's most successful Hollywood actresses due to her ability to attract crowds. Her captivation of crowds was due to her exquisite looks and her dumb blonde roles in successful movies such as The 7-Year Itch and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Marilyn won a total of 9 awards, including the Golden Globe, and she became one of the most remembered sex symbols of all time. Marilyn was one of a kind. She loved her life and her career. With her being one of the most well-known celebrities, she was able to meet famous people. She met Albert Einstein, the Queen of England, and knew the President John F. Kennedy, as well as his brother, Robert Kennedy, also known as Bobby. The relationship that still raises eyebrows decades later is the relationship she had with both John and Bobby. She was always seen having intimate conversations at private parties with one of them, either of them. According to Marilyn Monroe, written by Rachel Bell on CrimeLibrary.com. According to Marilyn's friends, she was involved with both John and Bobby, however, her heart belonged to Mr. President. She even told her friends that sooner or later they could begin calling her the first president because she was so sure that John would divorce his wife in no time. From Marilyn Monroe, biography of a model, actress, and sex symbol, history1900.about.com. Her piping performance of Happy Birthday, Mr. President began rumors that the president and his brother were having an affair with this curvy performer. According to the HuffingtonPost.com, Marilyn Monroe FBI files, reactions regarding communist ties removed. The mafia was even interested in Marilyn Monroe and her presidential affair. Authorities thought of Marilyn as a big security risk. Because she was considered such a danger to the White House, authorities forced her to stop communicating with the Kennedys, which broke her heart because she was in love with John Kennedy. From dailymail.co.uk exclusive, published by Caroline Howe, Marilyn had a little secret diary in which she kept all the Kennedy secrets. She threatened to give it to the public and expose their involvement with her. However, in this new JFK book that talks about the affair, called Once Upon a Secret, states that the Kennedys gave her drugs and took pictures of her nude and used it as blackmail if she did try to expose their doings. It is even suggested that the reason she died was because she was drugged and killed by the Kennedys because she simply knew too much about them. However, this is still a really controversial topic because in this situation, people are blaming the president of killing a celebrity. However, she did die of a drug overdose. Today I have informed you of the life of Marilyn Monroe, even 52 years later. The childhood, career, and love life of this 1950 bombshell still intrigues the public's mind. No one will ever forget the sassy, bubbly personality of this Hollywood actress. She is the one and only Marilyn Monroe.